Hello and welcome to John Pertwee's Cinema of Strange. And during this semi-regular type of review, we're going to be doing a look at some of the classic and not so classic films that have come out over the genres, and just basically finding out why it is they're no longer on television anymore, or why they don't get shown, and why perhaps they're too old and crumbly and scary, or weird and just too dull. In a lot of cases, to be shown onto a satellite or a terrestrial TV channel. A big shout out to Talking Pictures, who managed to find films from the depth of humanity, and in fact from the top of humanity as well, and from the middle and from the halfway down, to screen, to show people exactly what it is they are missing. There are some gems out there. Not all of them are on the good side. Some of them that are much vaunted, that have become cult movies, are in fact drivel. And it's just not worth watching in any way, shape or form. One film that I must admit I have a great fondness for is the 1980s movie, which is When a Stranger Calls. It looks like this. Now, When a Stranger Calls came out in a double bill initially with Monster, aka Humanoids from the Deep, which I shall be talking about hopefully very soon. And before Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, When a Stranger Calls came out, and it stars Carol Kane, it stars Charles Durning, Colin Dewhurst, and Tony Beckley. Now, Tony Beckley is the main villain in this, and you may recall he plays Camp Freddy in The Italian Job, and also plays Dr. Harrison. I think it's Harrison Chase. Yeah, I think it is. It might be Harrison Chase. The name escapes me. It's Harrison something. I think it's Harrison Chase in the Tom Baker story, The Seeds of Doom. So, and he's the one who says, "I like to play all day in my green cathedral, Doctor." He plays a madman who's intent on repopulating the world with plants. Ever so interestingly enough, this one here, Kurt Duncan, a psychopathic murderer, is apprehended by Detective John Clifford and sent to an asylum for the criminally insane. Anyway, some years later, he manages to escape to begin a new reign of terror. It turns out that he is menacing young and relatively unexperienced babysitter, Carol Kane. And again, it does work tremendously well. She gets a phone call within the opening minutes of the film asking her if she's checked the children. There's some, I won't say blather, but there's some slight build-up showing you a little bit about how the mind of a psychopath works, and that's tremendously well experimented on with this film. The characters themselves are well rounded, they are well described, the villain is not too comic booky, the story itself looks like it could actually have happened, and it manages to make itself into one of the benchmark thrillers of all time. Interestingly enough, I was banned from seeing this very film by the Exmouth Savoy Cinema, who said that it would warp the balance of my mind. Maybe that might have happened, and had that happened, obviously not only would I have not turned out to be the rounded, amazingly cool dude that you see before you, but I could have become a straight-laced number cruncher who just didn't basically try anything differently to not fit in with the norm. And Norm is an especially nice person. So When a Stranger Calls, it is one to check out. It's come out on assorted video labels. It's a 15 certificate. Well, this one's a 15 certificate. So if you're under 15, don't be watching it, because it could affect the balance of your mind. This is John Kolchak Pertwee with a perfectly unbalanced mind saying, see you soon.